Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be my review for the return of Once Upon a Time. Finally, Once Upon a Time is back. Season 3, episode 12, New York City Seranade. Now, I was really looking forward to this episode because I still cannot get over that mid-season finale. The way they ended that mid-season finale was so good. Like, just the way they ended it with Emma and Henry going all the way back to New York and everyone else going back to Fairy Tale Land. I thought it was an amazing ending, and especially the part when Hook came. That was just an amazing ending, and I loved every minute of that episode. This episode, I was also really looking forward to. Did this episode disappoint? It wasn't as good as the finale, I'll say that. It was not as good as the finale. Was it still a good episode? Yes. Was it a little disappointing? I thought it was a little disappointing because of something that happened towards the end. Because I feel like they're rushing things already, and they should not be rushing things. But let's just get to this episode. So, we're going to talk about Emma and Henry first. Emma and Henry, Emma's kind of settled down at this point. She has a steady job. She has a steady job. She has a boyfriend who, they've been going out for like 2 years now. She has a boyfriend, which is nice. She has a lot of she's living a very good life. She's not living a bad life at all. She's living a very good life. Just a very, very good life. And it's good that she gets to live a life. You guys know what that is. That's a laundry thing. That's happened before, and I'm sorry. It's gonna go off again. Just ignore it. But we see, this is like they enjoy a nice dinner. Her date excuses himself from the table, checks her phone. Hook takes the chance to steal her date's seat. He apologizes and tells her he was just trying to jog her memory. And he tells her that her parents are in danger and that her memories of her past are faulty. So he slips her an address and tells her to go there to learn about her parents. And Hook tells her she was there a year ago. He's shocked at how her memories have been totally wiped. She tells him he's a liar. She just doesn't believe a second of what he's saying. She just thinks he's a crazy person. And he said he's a dashing rapscallion. He tells her to check the address and then meet him at the entrance in the zoo. So he goes. So Walsh comes back to the table. This is the guy. And he actually wants to propose to her. And he just met her. He literally just met her. And he wants to propose to her. She has this thing going on as well. And as we know, she actually was in love with Hook before. So it definitely is interesting there. I kind of thought we were setting up a love triangle, which would have been interesting. So Emma stands on the street. Someone watches her on the side of the mirror in a car. And Walsh tells her he knows it was right for the moment. She walked into his furniture shop. And she tells him she's not that good. She's not good at fast. And Walsh tells her he knew it was fast and tells her they can have a lawn engagement. So then Emma comes home. We see Henry very different from the Henry we knew. He's playing video games. He's at level 23 on a video game. Just not really something you would think Henry would do. And it's very different from anything you thought he would do. I kind of really enjoyed that. So, Henry asks Emma for his permission slip, hands it over. She has a paper in her hand with an address on it. And you can just see that they're very loving towards each other, definitely. So Emma looks around, sees a dream catcher in the window, picks it up, calls it flypaper. And we basically learn that she knows who Neal is, but Henry has never met Neal in this, they think at least, Their memory has been wiped, so in this reality, Henry's never met Neal. Neal is in jail, Emma thinks, and, she's wondering, how could this be possible? Henry and Neal don't even know each other. So she starts to get a little bit suspicious. So then Emma finally meets Hook outside the zoo, tells her it's good to see her. She handcuffs him to a bench and whistles for the cops because she's hesitant about taking a drug because he tells her to take this potion. She thinks it's a drug, but he tells her to take this potion that'll make her remember everything, basically. But she thinks he's a drug. It's a drug. And that scene right there, that was really amazing. So Emma tells Henry that maybe her past has kept her from living and they need to start looking forward. And Henry asks if she'll say yes, and she sighs. He asks how she'll tell him, and he says she will tell him at dinner. She pours some whiskey for herself and Henry. Basically, she tells him drinking the potion was like waking up from a... And she eventually does drink that potion. She does drink it. You know, because Emma shows him the photos, and they are on a trip, because Hook shows her photos. And they're on a trip they took, and she says, well, how can this actually be real if I don't remember any of it? She drinks the potion, and she remembers. She remembers it's Hook. And, I thought that really was rushing things. Honestly, it's going way too fast at this point. I feel like they went way too fast with that. I would have wanted to see a little bit more build-up towards that. There was build-up, but I would have wanted to see a couple more episodes. And honestly, I would have wanted to see Henry drink the potion. There was a scene where Henry had this bag. I thought the potion was in the bag. And I would have wanted to see Henry actually take the potion and Emma not believe him. I think that would have been cooler than what actually happened. I didn't think that was very well done. I didn't like that. So, eventually, though, Emma does break it off with Walsh. You know, she tells Walsh her house is a mess. She tells him she can't marry him. He asks if it's too soon. She says she has to go home and take care of some things. And he reminds her she said she was an orphan. She says it was a lie. She tells them someone from her past showed up, and he asks if it's Henry's father. She says no, he's more of a ghost. She tells him it hurts her to think about leaving. Then all of a sudden, he brings up the fact about Storybrooke and things like that. I'm just like, what the fuck is he talking about? I didn't know what he was thinking at this point. Suddenly, though, she asks who he is. His eyes turn red. Turns out he's a flying monkey, and he attacks her. I mean, that was just weird. You know, he fell over the balcony, he's a flying monkey, and then he attacks her. And there's the laundry room alarm again. I'm sorry, guys. He runs onto the roof and asks what that was. She says it's a reminder that she was never safe. She tells him they can leave in the morning. So, you know, she knows that, you know, she doesn't really know what's going on. She then makes breakfast for Henry out of her Riviera, and she's still trying to figure out how to tell Henry all of this. Because Henry doesn't know. She just wants Henry to live a happy life at this point. She doesn't want him to know. Eventually, though, he's gonna find out. He's gonna find the book again. He's gonna find out about this, so I'm interested in seeing how that's gonna work. So she tells him they're leaving, and she's pounding on the door, and he asks who she's expecting, and it's Hook, and he asks if she's ready. And she says Hook is their new, he's her client that she's working for, and that's how she covers it up. So then we get probably the biggest reveal of them all. She knocks on the door, looking for her parents, and for some reason she thinks her parents are still, you know, in New York. And there's David. He opens up the door, like, completely shocked. And, we basically find out that the Wicked Witch has wiped all of their memories. So all they remember is saying goodbye to Emma. That's all they remember. So now everyone's back in New York. And I'm just like, what? What's going on here? I'm really not sure what's going on. I don't know what to think right now. We do see that Snow is pregnant now. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens there. You know, she's pregnant, which is good. And she tells Emma that the whole year is definitely gone. And Emma asks who would do this. And we basically see the Wicked Witch of the West, who is our next big bad of the season. And it's going to be very cool to see what happens there. So I really enjoyed this storyline. The only thing I didn't like was that Emma found out really early. I wouldn't have wanted that to happen. I would have wanted to wait a couple episodes, then her to find out. But I guess it's okay, I guess. So then the subplot was us basically seeing Regina and Snow and David, where they went from here. We basically see them. We see them come back. Aurora sees them. And Aurora catches up with Snow. Hook is there. Snow congratulates her friend on her pregnancy, and they tell her they defeated the ogres. And Regina says they are making her queasy, and Philip offers to make them welcome. So Aurora tells Philip they have to tell her that they've returned, and she worries whoever that is will punish them if they don't report this major news. So back in the Enchanted Forest, Jimmy lands on Grumpy's shoulder, gives him some news. Grumpy tells Charming that more Storybrooke people are showing up a couple of miles away, and that's basically what's happening. So then Neal comes up and he asks if he's trying to find his father back there, and he wants to check out his dad's old place. He wants to try and get back to Emma and Snow. That reminds him that Regina said when they come back the door would be closed, no more portals. Charming told them they have to, you know, David tells them they have to leave Henry and Emma because they have to give them their best chances, and Neal walks away very unhappy. So then we see Belle, and she tells Neal he'll see Emma and Henry again. She whispers that they think they can get Rumpel back. And Snow tells David that they are almost at Regina's place, and he calls it their castle. They see this castle, though, and I really like this next scene with Snow and Regina. We basically see that, Regina was trying to bury her heart because she didn't want to remember Henry and all the and all that stuff. She was trying to bury her heart, and I thought that was very well done, that scene. I really enjoyed that. Eventually, though, Snow, David, and Regina, they find this castle there. They don't know where this castle has come from. Regina doesn't know where this castle has come from either at this point. They find this castle. They found this castle. They can see the castle, but Regina says there's a protection spell around it that no one takes their castle. And they're actually attacked by flying monkeys. And then now we know what's happened. That the Wicked Witch has put this curse on them that basically caused them to remember everything that happened there. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens there and everything, that happens there. So overall, this mid-season premiere, it was a good premiere in my opinion. I did enjoy it. I did feel that there should have been a little bit more to it. There would have been some more stuff I would have wanted. For example, Rumpelstiltskin, I would have wanted a little bit more with that, but we do see that Neal is looking for him. Also, I would want to see a little bit more of the Wicked Witch of the West. I'm assuming we're going to see more of her next week. Apparently, they're not going to call her, Elphaba. They're just going to call her the Wicked Witch. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there as well. But this episode was still good. I enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys saw of this episode. Definitely not as good as the finale, but still a really good episode that I did really enjoy. But that's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be my review for The Walking Dead. So, see you then. Bye.